Because you need snacks. Yeah, I bet you didn't know I had that. All you need is a little hot water, drop that in, it's done. Peanuts, get your little fat in there, that's gonna keep you sustained. Trust me, I know. This right here is everything.
What's up, Vogue? You know it's your girl, Keke, and I'm so excited for you guys to get ready with me for the Met Gala. Let's get into it.
My ritual for red carpet or any of these things are kind of usually the same. I've become so close to my glam squad. We be talking mess, you know, we be laughing about the latest news, our interests. She be putting me on new music, and we just kind of cut up and have a good time. I think for me, I always want it to feel like family. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get the job done, but we're gonna have fun while we do it. And so that's really my ritual. My look tonight was inspired by Dorothy Dandridge, and what she did in media, how she reframed the idea of what it meant to be a Black woman was something I think we should, highlight. When I first spoke to Vera, we were kind of talking about Black dandyism. She was like, I really want to know what you feel and what you think because you're Black. And I was like, yes, girl. And so we started talking. I was like, for me, it really is about how fashion was used as a tool to bring my culture in spaces it wasn't always allowed. And so she started doing her research. She brought me all these different moments of Dorothy Dandridge. And even though my girl Vera looks young, she's actually 76. And so she was like, I watched Dorothy Dandridge in real time. And I'm like, girl, yes, give me the tea. And so we were like having so much fun looking through these old pictures, and we stumbled on something that we felt also inhabited the tailored aspect. So we would get the opportunity to blend both masculine and feminine, which your girl, I've definitely got a masculine charm with a feminine tribute. I'm strong. I feel like I'm a force when I walk into a room, but I'm still very soft and demure. I make a joke and I want you to laugh because I want you to feel at ease. And so I feel like that look, this look that Vera created and her amazing team created, it encompasses that. The strength, the power, the business boss diva, but also that demure princess, girl that is just, cuddled up in the bed at the end of the day watching her favorite rom-com. Shout out to Bride Wars. That's when I knew that I was going to be with Vera. My dad is one of 9 boys, and all of them give Black dandy in some way, even if it's bootleg in some degrees. They're gonna give you that very sharp, pulled up elegance. And I think the main thing that I learned from them and what I think about when I think about dandyism and Black dandyism is being in spaces that you haven't always been allowed and using fashion as a tool to get there. I think that's been my greatest takeaway, especially when researching and thinking about what I wanna bring to it, and the people in my medium that have done that very well, like Dorothy Dandridge, and really being inspired from that perspective was really exciting.
So for the look today, I feel like because her dress is it's really just, all the jewels is very much the moment, and the hair, it's a lot of braids, and she has a headpiece. So it's I didn't want the makeup to be distracting from everything else. And so we just really went for a fresh face, a lot of blush, a lot of lash, very pinky. And just keeping it still beat but more natural so that you don't lose,
the other details.
Yeah, looking at everything else, so.
Kenya was like, so Keke, obviously Ginger, we're doing that, we love that, that's you. She was like, but the brows, we have to lift the brows, they have to match, it's gonna really elevate the look. And honestly, at this point, I trust Kenya with my life, so I was like, go ahead. She started cooking it up in the back. We wanted to incorporate with these nails a little bit of the pearls, because we have that going on with the dress, and it kind of also has a little elements of an ode to Audrey Hepburn, because she also is so sharp, classy, and amazing. And when you see that again, we talk about Black dandyism, the mixture of representation in that regard and on me on a different image.
I'm sure you guys know the style back in the day that we would always do. With the braids in the front, hair in the back, so we really wanted to channel that, and then also just tapping into our culture, stuff that we used to do as when we were younger, and then putting a modern twist on it, of course, with our custom color and the straight style in the back that you'll see soon.
Culturally, braids, they have so much history for us, whether it was our ancestors putting rice in them and making sure we could get food, or if it's the maps, people was putting maps in their braids, and so it has so much rich history that I have pride in. And I felt like that with this look and giving that class, but also saying, you see me, it just gives me everything I need, and I really just, you know, wanted to represent in that way. The main thing I feel is graceful. I feel as if I'm gliding across the room and it feels very effortless. Even though there's a lot going on with the dress, again, the way that Vera and her team have constructed this dress, I feel like calm. I feel like, hey, I make it look easy.
She is the best. My gosh! She is absolutely the best. And I believe truly that Keke has a whole nother concept. And she really wanted to express how proud she was of being here and how inspired she was by someone that I adored, Dorothy Dandridge, one of the most beautiful actresses that ever lived. And that's sort of where our starting point was. And from there on, we moved on. So there is hints of masculinity and tearing in the collar and also in the pants, the tuxedo pants. But I still wanted to maintain a very polished, sophisticated, seductive look for her.
Okay, Vogue, I'm in my final look for the Met Gala. I'm so excited. I'm just so glad I got to do this with Vera. Glam is doing their thing. They still don't even know how to stop, but we look good, we look great, and we're about to walk out the door. See you there.